right, welcome back to The Big Picture. Joining us right now, Donald Hawkins with the American Red Cross. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
We are talking about the Red Cross right now as an emergency blood shortage. This happens sometimes in the summer because people are traveling, maybe not donating as frequently. At what point do you kind of sound that alarm?
So we will always keep an eye on what's going on with our blood supply. We're a national blood bank, so we can kind of see the trends as they're ebbing and flowing. And what we've seen over the entirety of June was a steady drop of donations, while our hospital and medical center partners were requesting more blood than normal. Our requests are around 3,500 more per week nationally than we're used to having in this time of the year. That mixed with the steady drop in donations we see every summer has put us into a shortage.
Okay, and I mean, who can donate?
Just about anybody, honestly. You need to be 16 or older here in the state of Ohio to donate. You have to have parental consent if you're 16 to 18. We will do a health history when you come to do your donation. If your iron's low or there's any other things that are impacting your ability to donate that day, we will let you know what it is and how we can help fix that so you can try to come back later on.
Right, because international travel is also a disqualifying factor to some countries, or has been in the past.
There are some countries, malaria concerns are the big ones, but if you are over in Europe, other countries that are not dealing with malaria concerns, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and then, right, and you need all types of blood, but I'm B positive. I never get the phone call because they're like, you're like 3% of the population.
That's so funny.
We don't
My dad is O negative and always
gets the phone calls.
Yeah, O negative is the one, right?
Yeah, O negative.
I don't have that, but
O negative is very, very important. O positive is very important. A and B negative are also very important.
Okay.
But in a blood shortage, all blood is important.
Right. Yeah.
So we do need your B positive now.
And I mean, I've known, people who will donate every cycle they can do because there's a gap of
8 weeks.
8 weeks. Yeah. Every 8 weeks he would do that, and he did that for like 40 years. But
the people that do that are incredible. Do you know some of them?
We do. I've worked with the Red Cross for over 4 years now, and I've gone to blood drives since I started. Like day one, I was at a blood drive. And I've seen people year after year after year, and we do blood drives with you guys here at TNTV almost every year. I see people coming out to that same drive every single time we do it. And it's just, there are a lot of people who are very loyal to, either a media outlet or loyal to us or loyal to whoever, but they come out constantly because they know that they're going to help somebody that they'll never know.
Yeah. And sometimes at certain blood drives, there's an incentive. And right now we're talking a good way to escape the heat.
There's a big movie coming out this weekend.
Yeah, I know there are some big movies coming out this weekend, definitely. Through the rest of the month, there are. If you give blood between now and the end of July, you get a free $15 credit to Fandango. So after your donation's done, you'll get that in the email. Then within the next couple of days, you can book your movie ticket. You can beat the heat. Air conditioning is great at all those theaters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's an app as well. Talk to us about how that works.
I love our app so much. It's the Red Cross Blood Donor app. It's what you Google in whatever app store you have. You can book your appointments through there. It tracks all of your donations. It found donations I made when I was in college.
Wow.
Tracking back like all the old data. It shows you where your blood ends up too.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
It is so neat. All of my blood has ended up in the Columbus metro area, but as a national blood bank, sometimes our blood goes to places that are impacted by disasters, any kind of situation that they might need our blood. We're going to send it where it's needed the most. I've talked to people who it's ended up in South Carolina, Michigan even. We've gotten blood from Michigan for people I've met that have received blood here. It's a beautiful way to make sure that everyone nationwide is taken care of.
Yeah, and when we talk about the severity is once situations get low enough, decisions have to be made. It becomes, and you don't want to be in that situation. When it comes to, at the end of the day, in some sort of catastrophe, God forbid, the outcomes of being short. Talk about those some.
So typically what will happen is if we are in a situation where medical professionals think they're going to have to make those choices, they're going to start reaching out to people that have regularly scheduled or pre-scheduled procedures that can be delayed and ask them to move them back outside of when we expect to be out of the shortage. Essentially to make sure that supply is steady and strong should we encounter, a mass trauma situation or, some other kind of situation that puts a bigger strain on the blood supply.
Right. So a person who wouldn't expect, it's like, oh, I'm having some sort of minor thing. I'm not going to be affected by this. Could end up at the end of the day, this could affect them.
Any
You
surgery,
never know when you need blood in surgery, right?
Any surgery could end up being major. You don't know that. I had a wrist surgery back in December, and I was like, am I going to need blood? They're like, hopefully not. I'm like, yeah, I knew
can't
the
promise
answer to
you.
that
There's always a
question.
but.
There's always a but. Like, if something goes wrong, you never know when it's going to be needed.
So what's the shelf life on it? I know you said every 8 weeks you can donate, but how long does that blood last that you donate?
It lasts, about 6 months or so. But that's the thing. Like, the blood never stays on the shelf that long because we never have such a strong supply to hold it till it expires. So, I donated back in June, and I think mine ended up already being sent out.
Wow.
Which means we're seeing that strain already.
So when do you think levels will get back to normal? So I know you guys go to high schools and when school starts again, things like that maybe in the fall.
Well, that will help. We will hopefully be closer to level before school starts back. Fingers crossed. But we do see a big drop in the amount of appointments or the blood drives we can do because of those school closures for the summer. That drops down, I think, around 38,000 units nationally.
Wow.
Go uncollected that would normally be collected at those high school drives because the schools are closed for the summer.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what else? Okay, again, one more time. What do people need to do to get that ticket? The $15 Fandango
The $15
thing.
Fandango ticket is going to be delivered to you via email after you make your blood donation. You can visit redcrossblood.org, use the Red Cross Blood Donor app, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to find the blood drive closest to you that fits your schedule. And come on out. We've got the best people in the world doing these operations. I am petrified of needles, and they make me feel safe every single time.
Right. All right.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so
Donald.
much.
Thank
you guys so much.